Welcome to this week's English edition of Papa TV. We're glad that you've joined us. The City of Papa's Traffic Committee discussed parking rules for Eötvös utca, Rákóczi utca, and St. László utca, all of which connect to the walking street. The committee sought solutions to the parking problem in this area and created rules that were compliant with traffic regulations and acceptable to the residents on these streets. Posted signs warn drivers that vehicles are prohibited from entering these streets except for deliveries or for those with special permits. As of July 1st, 2011, parking or waiting on these streets is a traffic violation punishable by a 30,000 forint fine. Zoltán Derczó of the Papa Police Department said that the problem arises when permitted vehicles park on the pedestrian walkway, a practice that should only be permissible when indicated by a traffic sign. At the moment, this traffic sign is not posted in this area. Until they are, authorities ask for the residents' patience and suggest that drivers use the free parking lot on Bastya utca, located at the entrances to these three streets. On the first day of the census, 150 people opted to fill out their questionnaires online. Questionnaires filled in by hand were reviewed by the Central Census Bureau of Veszprém, and feedback regarding common errors was given to local census workers. Some residents will be revisited in order to correct mistakes or collect missing information. The online form helps prevent mistakes or missing information since it does not allow residents to submit conflicting data or unchecked fields. The 2011 census takes place during the month of October. Supplementary data collection will last until November 8th. During this time, nearly 40,000 census takers will visit households throughout Hungary. Unfortunately, this presents an opportunity for criminals to pose as census takers and gain access to people's homes. Within the city of Papa, no such criminal activity has been reported, but the police encourage residents to be vigilant. Census takers will have an ID tag with their name, ID number, and the signature of the city clerk or notary. The name and ID number of the census taker is also on the census envelope mailed to each household, so residents have a way to verify the census taker's ID. Veronica Chasar, crime prevention specialist at the Papa Police Department, encourages residents to ask the census workers for their ID cards before inviting them in. The 75th National Agricultural and Food Industry Exhibition was held in Budapest from September 28th to October 2nd. More than 500 companies and entrepreneurs presented their products and more than 90,000 people visited the exhibition. In the category of products made by medium and large companies, Papa Meat 1913 received the Omek Food Grand Prize for Papa Extra Ham. Minimal fat content, high protein content, and very few additives characterize this product. The award was presented to CEO József Pólitzer by Prime Minister Viktor Orbán and Sándor Fazekas, Minister of Rural Development. This is the most significant award Papa Meat 1913 has received. Mr. Pólitzer himself contributed to the innovative technology that produced this award-winning, high-quality meat product. Ham products make up 10% of the company's meat products. Papa Meat 1913 exhibited its full domestic product line and some that are exclusively for export. The Papa City Council voted to integrate a home operated by the City of Papa on Kisfaludy utca with Kanánház, a home for women operated by the Sodoku Baptist community. The contract was signed by Mayor Tamás Áldozó and Baptist minister Zoltán Bonc. Mayor Áldozó expressed his gratitude to the Baptist community. Mr. Bonc said, "Christ taught us how to serve others. For us, it is a great joy to extend this service to the city of Papa and toward the people who need our help." Firefighters from Papa helped bring home a bronze medal from the National Soccer Championship for emergency units. Also during the Veszprém County Firefighter Competition, Laszlo Kish received the fastest scoring player award, and the team won the Fair Play Award. In addition to soccer, teams and individuals competed in written tests, fire engine driving routines, and technical and fire rescue exercises. In the team competition, Papa achieved second place, and in the command category, they achieved third place. Staff Sergeant Peter Bodoy finished first, and Corporal Gabor Varga finished third in the sub-command category. In the driving competition, Sergeant Tamas Vesely won first place. Lajos Holbok, Deputy Operations Chief of the Papa Fire Department, said the competition reinforces team unity and good results enhance the prestige of the Fire Command. An 18-month project for kindergartens in the city of Papa came to a close on September 30th. The project helped accommodate the children of employees from the Strategic Airlift Command at Papa Air Base. At a city-hosted event, the leaders of the Andras Foy Kindergarten gave a detailed account of their accomplishments and how they used their grant money. During a press conference, Judith Chavari, head of the City of the Papa member kindergartens, explained the details of the project. She told Papa TV that it began in February 2010 and concluded in September 2011 and was co-financed by the European Social Fund. The city received 7.5 million forint for the purpose of integrating foreign children into the Hungarian kindergartens. Elements of the program included developing a methodology and establishing good practices for teaching Hungarian as a foreign language, creating an exchange forum by hosting an international conference, conducting programs involving families and cooperating with civil organizations, and publishing its progress on its website. 5 employees from the Andras Foy Kindergarten participated in 180 hours of professional development that included language and teaching methodology. Mariana Movoid, head of the Andras Foy Kindergarten, said that a series of workshops for teachers demonstrated how to best accomplish goals in the interest of the children. On October 1st, members of the Petőfi Table Society hosted Hungarian journalist János Avvar, who had worked in the United States 3 times during his career, and once was when the Watergate scandal broke out. Mr. Avvar discussed Hungarian domestic politics using interesting anecdotes, and his audience found his critique of political players especially intriguing. He said that his American years influenced his personal and professional development. U.S. domestic politics and presidents became his hobby. He has discovered, though, that politicians rarely come up with anything new. Hungarian politics echo American politics. All in all, Mr. Avvar wants to see Hungary flourish in order to provide opportunities for a new generation. On Saturday, October 1st, the 7 Stars Society and the Edvi Mill Guest House in Papa sponsored the Day of Hungarian Traditions. It showcased the weapons, lifestyle, and day-to-day activities of ancient Hungarians. Attendees enjoyed a weaponry exhibit, an arts and crafts fair, children's activities, and stage performances. Mayor Tamás Aldozó said that the city of Papa was enriched by this event, and that the ongoing excavations on the main square prove that this city can relate to every century of Hungarian history. A highlight of the event was the unveiling of a civic cross initiated by Mihai Orosi. Péter Pinter, president of the 7 Stars Society, said the cross honors Hungarian ancestors who gave their lives for this land. Popular Hungarian legends were recited on stage, and many civic associations displayed their tradition-preserving skills, such as stick fighting and scourge walking. Children and adults also took history quizzes. Good weather and a good harvest of grapes made for a great celebration at the Vintage Festival in Tapolcafu. Last year's festivities were canceled due to an ice storm. The parade lasted nearly 2 hours and included the Shomlo Wine Order, Friends of the Garden Circle, the Papa Horseback Riding Club, students of the Sándor Vörös Elementary School, and members of the Wellspring Volksong Circle. Residents participated by riding in buggies, tractors, and apple carts. Afterward, attendees gathered at the local playground to release doves and to taste wine, fruits, honey, and homemade cakes and cookies. The Jewish cemetery of Papa saw its first burials in 1896. The handful of relatives still living in Papa are not able to maintain the property, and visitors to the cemetery are received by neglected grave sites. Now, with financial help from the Papa Jewish Congregation of Pittsburgh, cleanup efforts have begun. The cemetery attracts people from places like Australia, South America, and Israel. According to Shandor Politzer, president of the Papa Area Jewish Tradition Preservation Society, some relatives return each year to place pebbles of remembrance on the graves of their loved ones. The Jewish Cemetery of Papa contains tombstones of nationally recognized scientists, rabbis, and artists. Rabbi Jacob Grunwald was buried there in 1941, and his gravesite is still a place of pilgrimage in every 5th year by Hasidic Jews. A Baroque costume is not compulsory, but elegant evening attire is expected at the Esterhazy Castle's first ball on Saturday, October 15th. The Master of Ceremonies will welcome guests as they present their invitations at the door, and Trio Divertimento will provide music during dinner. Veronica Varga, program director at Esterhazy Castle, says that guests can learn a minuet, which is a social dance from the Baroque era. Every lady of the ball will be eligible to enter the Ball Queen election. The evening will offer a musical time travel, starting with Baroque music, polkas and waltzes, popular songs by Gershwin, then 20th century rock and roll. Thank you for watching this week's English edition of Papa TV. We'll see you again online next Wednesday.